What's going on, everybody? LK here today with Lord ApologyMan and Lady Magi, and today we are here to talk about CEO Daytona, our past weekend.
I had a good time personally. It was in Daytona, which I'm sure all of us aren't like a huge fan of. I'm just gonna get that out of the way real quick. Yeah, but besides that, like the tournament, the venue itself, it was really big, lots of space, a lot of good energy. Like felt like I played a lot of matches in general, just like outside of the tournament too, and like I had a really good time overall. I'd say, but yeah, the tournament was a tough one. It was hard. I know you can like okay, you and I were both in Guilty Gear. It was very stacked event.
Oh, dude, I don't know what was up with that.
Yeah.
So many people were just doing the engine rev shit for no reason. Oh, I guess it's the NASCAR shit. Oh, that makes. Oh, okay, wait. That
Yeah,
actually makes. I feel like my mind just got blown.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the vibe. Yeah. I mean, also, I'll say I had a really fun weekend. Enjoyed a lot of just hanging out with friends. Melee was a lot less stacked than y'all's game, I'm pretty sure. Like we still had like Plop Hungry Box, but like the next highest seed, which was I literally don't even remember who the third seed was, but the fourth seed was like Smash Daddy, and then the fifth seed was me. So like it wasn't like hardly as stacked, but yeah, it was still a crazy event, and actually executing in bracket was like definitely a lot harder.
Dude, yeah, for sure. It was the first Panda Cup event too, right?
I kind it's weird because like I still don't like. There's only like a couple details out about like what Panda, like we know which events they are, and we know like the general prize pool, but we still don't really know the split. And like it's like a weird system. It's like a circuit, but there's only qualifiers. There's no like point system. So like it's I think it's like over time it becomes easier to qualify as like the better players get like more, get all the points or whatever, get all the spots.
I see.
But it's really convenient that I just so happen to kind of slide in and like get my one good win, get into the top 3, and then that counts as qualifying. So
Okay, so you are qualified, right?
I am just qualified. It's
that's
like
sick.
it's kind of sick. I don't know.
Like, the way you were saying it, I was like, wait, does that mean Plup is in and you aren't? Like,
no. It was top 3. It was top 3.
Okay, thank God. That's awesome.
Which was,
congrats.
yeah, I guess that was like definitely very like once I like beat Plup and I was like, shit, hell yeah, I'm in top 3. And then they were like, oh, you're qualified, and I was like, oh, right.
For the thing.
I for sure. Yeah, for sure. I do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did y'all do anything like on the first day? Did y'all have events, or was it mostly just like pools and shit?
So I started really early. I started on Friday. I mean, it was just like, I'm pretty sure Apology Man is the same. Like, we both only enter one game. So it was a decently relaxing weekend, but it's like I played Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sets. Guilty Gear was pretty stacked, as you said. That was one of those, like, there are like more than 12 people who can make top 8 types of tournaments.
Oh,
which is really real stressful one. The tournament itself I thought was run basically perfectly. Like there's really nothing I can say. I'm really easy to impress. Or wait, no. I'm hard to make sad. That's what I meant to say. I'm hard to make sad. I feel like other people are like, this tournament is so bad. And I'm like, dude, it was fine. Like where this one was ran, it had everything I wanted. Audio on the setups. Huge, huge. PS4 Pro, alcohol on the venue.
That's true. That was cool. It was a 24-hour venue. If you wanted to go to if you wanted to play late night casuals, there's Jabali Land, so that was like an option. Yeah, it was cool. Like I don't feel like there's any like in scheduling wise. I felt like everything went really smoothly. I had a really good time, and my days were pretty similar. I had pools on Friday. Mine were really late though, at like 8 p.m.
Yeah,
they were so late that I actually even considered going to my Dragon Ball pools, which I did register for them. And I was like on the fence because I was like, okay, I want to play like Dragon Ball in tournament after the patch. But I'm not like 100% sure. So I told the TO like, hey, you should just DQ me because I don't want to mess up the seeding for the tournament.
That makes sense.
And they said, yeah, totally. But they didn't DQ me. Instead, they just unseated me. And I looked at the schedule. I was like, you know what? Lab code's banned. You know what?
That's very
Maybe
funny.
I could pull off. Maybe ruin Kasuka's day. That'd be funny. And I was about to go, and then they told me like you should not go
Okay.
because I wrote on your bracket that you were DQ'd. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
Okay, good.
that would
good.
ruin the
That
competitive
would
integrity,
actually
like, I
ruin
get it.
so much. Yeah, that's very funny.
Yeah, like even as a joke, like I shouldn't have gone, so I did not
Right.
go. But I would. I was thinking about
Yeah.
it. I was thinking of it.
That's funny.
I mean, we had one more really important thing about our tournament too. It was 10 days? No, 2 weeks. 2 weeks after New.
Oh yeah, right. I forgot. Or I definitely do once I saw Venice like just like shitting on people with Faust. I was like, huh, that seems like there's like a lot of new. I was watching your set versus Jakey the Sticky, and like there was just a point where there was like 20 items just being like chucked, and I had no idea what was happening. I was like, this seems like a buffed character, like based on what I've noticed.
Yeah, man. Oh man, the buffs are serious. It's crazy because yeah, this is a new version. There's so many different things. I think it also kind of explains why the characters in like the top 3, top 4, what they were, because they were the characters that changed the least. I'd say
that makes sense.
I feel like for me, LK, for Flash, like we were all like trying to learn like the new stuff and like apply it a little bit more because there's a lot of new stuff. And yeah, it is kind of just the nature of like a patch. Like it's literally CEO's like literally on the day of the 2 weeks that like are required for it to be like
I see.
before
Yeah,
you can
that makes
play on the
sense.
new
Wow.
version. Yeah, but yeah, it was a fun tournament, like all things considered. Like I would much prefer to play this version of it.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Sure.
I can even imagine like it makes sense, like the characters that didn't change very much, like it's just like a lot easier. Like if your previous stuff was good and it's still good, how that's way easier compared to like, okay, the previous stuff that I already know with this character kind of sucked, or it's just gone, and now it's just like a bunch it's replaced by all those stronger stuff, just like weirder stuff. And it makes sense that like new stuff that you'd like need to learn how to execute isn't good enough to just override someone who's just like been playing the game with their normal character for like over a year or whatever. So that definitely makes a lot of sense. Melee was also ran pretty well. The only thing that was kind of weird is that it was like a pretty low entrance number, and we had Friday pools. We like usually don't need like to have like an entire day for that stuff, but like that's like a very small complaint, and like it didn't really affect things too much. The funny thing is, like, I was trying to think like, oh, I guess Melee like is very unpatched, so like I never really have to worry about that. But one thing that is like kind of a thing that Melee players have recently had to deal with is transformations on Stadium.
Oh yeah, totally.
There are literally people at the venue, like Kem, who also placed top 3 and qualified, had basically was like, oh, are CRTs like normally like this, where they're like a little bit different? And he's like, and I realized that he's like basically a Slippy kid completely, so he has very little experience on transformations, and he also doesn't really know like what playing on CRT is like too often, because like although like for us, we're usually just satisfied when we have CRTs. Like, there's definitely like annoying things. Like some CRTs just are really ugly looking. Like they have the contrast up for no reason. Like there's like small like lag differences, but like not like too significant. But there's like a lot of things that I just like didn't realize. Like, oh yeah, there is like a pretty big difference between like net play era, like super clean, like nice setups that you're with your like nice noise canceling headphones at your setup at home, versus like going on a CRT that like the volume button is like literally gone on the TV. It's just locked.
It's SpongeBob.
But yeah, overall Melee was also ran very smooth. We had to do the Red Bull Showdown, or not the Panda Plup Showdown stuff too. That was really crazy. Like we used the Jabali Land setup, which was insanely high production value. I was also just surprised, like so me and KJH played, and then I think it was Ultimate players played a set too, and then it was Plup versus like Cody, Hungrybox, and Mewtwo King. But the production value was really high, and the prize pool was also really high. Like me and Clindy played, loser got 400 and winner got 600, and I was very surprised because like we don't usually have like show matches at all, and like it was just kind of funny because it got pitched to us through like a Twitter DM, and like we didn't really know what it was, but like we were like, yeah, we'll play a set. And then like we show up and it's like on a stage, and there's like a lot of like real production value. We have to like take headshots and stuff. It was wild, but it was super sick.
That's sick. That's sick. What was you said it was in the cage?
Yeah. Not in the cage. It was just like on like the Red Bull stage. Like I think it was just like the one.
Oh yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Was there? Wait, was the cage actually there?
Yeah,
I never
I
actually
think
went in
the
there.
In Jubilee Land, I think the cage was there, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
don't know
I didn't go in
100%.
there like at all.
Oh yeah,
for
I think
that.
it was just
Yeah.
it looked like it was just the arcade setups and like the Red Bull thing.
Mhm,
I remember
mhm.
I watched it was when Mike Ross took down the cage like that old clip.
Yeah,
I
that's a
remember that.
classic,
It's so
yeah.
sick.
He broke
They
the
broke
cage.
Yeah, I don't know. I only really knew about like y'all's final placement, but I didn't really like follow y'all on the day 2. So like, how was y'all's pools and shit? Like, how did it go?
I had a really hard pool.
Oh, yeah.
I had a really hard pool. I had a pretty hard, not impossible, but pretty hard path. But as you mentioned, my character got buffed,
Let's
so
go.
I beat. I beat Chip.
Mhm.
That's
did
the-
beat
I
Chip. That
I
was
beat
sick.
Chip. It was a highlight of my weekend, beating Chip.
Yeah.
Then
Is that like
then
a
we go
normally
into-
like a really difficult matchup for Milia?
It depends on the version of the game. If she is not good, then it's nightmare. If
Okay,
she's
that makes
good,
sense.
then it's fine. Like
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
you just learn it and it's fine. But when she's not good, it's like, what am I doing with myself?
Right.
So it felt like really, really, really nice this time. And it was to someone who I lost to before. And
Oh, that's sick.
the Arc Revo Red Bull qualifier, I lost to Marvello.
Mm.
No, I didn't lose to Marvello. He clapped me. It was bad.
Okay.
It was
Yeah,
really
I
bad.
guess
It
so.
was really, 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 really bad.
Yeah.
I guess they're
so that
similar
was good.
characters, so like if it's just like if Chip is just like a stronger version of Millie, it's just like more toxic.
Yeah. So there was that, and then I had to play Punk, but I'm honestly like pretty comfortable against Punk in this game. It was a little close because tournament.
Yeah, it was
but
close.
like
It was close.
it was close because it was tournament, but it's it's fine, right?
Nice.
Once you got to that position though, I was like, okay, it's gonna be really hard. So I had to play the person who ended up getting second, Razo.
Mm.
And the way the bracket was looking, I would have had to play. I did end up playing Flash. I lost to them both, but Razo went better than I thought it would. I think buffs definitely helped like a lot, and Leo took a couple of little hits. But I was really dejected. So like one thing, it's not about the tournament, but it's just like me. I just like when I see Kai in the bracket last version, he's like impossible to beat. Like it's just so hard to beat him in tournament. And so I was like, oh, I have to play Kai tournament over. Like just
Oh yeah.
and
yeah.
I played like the tournament was over for me.
Yeah,
Which is really bad.
I understand.
Yeah, when I watched it, I was like,
Yeah.
but it's okay. I'm gonna practice. And go
It's-
over that.
yeah.
I felt pretty good overall, and it's a good start for the version. I would
Right.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we both play Vineet and I. We both play like uncommon, underplayed characters.
Yeah.
So,
Y'all get
like,
definitely a big head start, I'm sure.
Yeah, and like both of our runs were like basically straight through winners before, like pretty deep in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bracket. Where
Yeah.
before we would like drop a set to like I don't know, just somebody, and then we're like, oh no, time to make the run.
Right,
LOL,
right.
And, like you gotta make the run.
A
So-
million fucking games, yeah.
No, yeah. Your run was sick though. Like your match versus Punk, I was getting super hyped for
But,
you. Your match versus...
So you played Razo in top 16 or top 24 or whatever, and then you went
yeah,
to from
top
there?
24, but winner side. Top
winner
24
side,
winner
okay,
side. Yeah. So
Mhm.
just like the top 8 qual, basically. we
Okay,
played.
yeah.
Razo popped off on you.
Yeah, that's how I know that I think they're like respect me and scared of Millie at the same time.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
want to
yeah,
see.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what you want
yeah.
to see. You want to see
That's what I
scared of
wanna
Billy.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really hype. I'm excited. I always, because I have watched your sets, and every time I watched, it was like, or not this tournament, but usually it's like, all right, you hit them like 20 times. Now the 21st time, like that'll finally be the kill, and like they hit you like once. It's like, oh, okay, nice. But I'm excited to watch. What about you, Vineeth?
Like my pools finals was actually a little bit more stressful than I expected.
Oh.
I saw my pools and I was like, I don't know any of these people. I should be
Right.
fine. And then I was told that there was a really good Axel player in my pool, and I looked him up. Sorcerer Twix, shout outs to him. That dude is super good. Like he was super duper solid. And the reason I was also extra scared is previously that was a nightmare terrible matchup.
Yeah, that actually
it was
makes
a very
sense,
similar
yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
And I still think it's losing because Faust just like you can't really throw items
Right.
versus him. He has the full screen chains. and
Yeah,
it's, like, hard to get
right.
stuff started.
That makes sense.
So you have to play in a style of like approaching, which is generally just not what Faust is best at. But his conversions got a lot better, and like his damage is a little bit better too. And like he has, and now when you get mini Faust, like it's a dub. Like you can actually like basically like destroy Axel. Like you win the neutral
Really? Wow,
instantaneously
okay.
if you get it. And yeah, so all those things like helped a lot, and I did like a fair amount of research on him, and it helped. And we had a pretty close winners finals, and I was able to beat him. Then after that, I thought I was supposed to play Element Soul, but he ended up losing to this Gold Lewis player, And whenever I see Gold Lewis in the bracket, I'm like,
yes, that's hype. He got buffed, didn't he? It wasn't enough.
yeah, no, it's yeah, he got buffed a lot. But Faust like destroys that character.
I see.
It's like destruction. So you just zone him out, you throw a bunch of items at him, and he's just like running as slow as possible. And I was like, yes. So I don't think he took a round, and like it was pretty easy. And then after that, I had to play Flash, which I was really surprised. Like, I would expect that to be like a top 8 qualifying match, but I think he kind of got underseeded, to be honest. And because my top 8 qualifying match was significantly easier.
Yeah, that was Jakey,
than like
right?
making it to top 24. So yeah, I had to play Flash, and we had a sweaty match. Like, it went to game 5. There was a lot of clutch mini Faust moments.
Let's go.
He saved the shit out of me.
There's a buff helped him a lot.
Yeah, no one got me. Miniature Faust got me, bro.
That's so hype. Hell yeah.
Yeah, we had a really good set, and I was able to like clutch it over him. Yeah, and then the top 8 qualifiers were all on Saturday or all on Sunday, and I had to play Jakey the Snakey, who was a Ram player, and I was pretty confident, even though like I think Ram right now, in my opinion, is the best character in the version right now. But we'll see how it develops. And I think the matchup got better, but it's still losing. Same as like Axel. Like it's better. It's like more playable.
Yeah, right.
And I played out of my mind. I just played super duper well. I like whiff punish.
It looked like
everything.
Yeah.
I got ton of good items. I was just playing really solid, and yeah, I won 3-0. It was good. It was good. I was really happy with my run. And then I had a pretty fun top 8 entrance too. That was fun.
Yeah. I was gonna ask about it. What did you do for it? The only thing I saw is right after you qualified, you like asked 2 cosplayers to help you. I think was the thing I
actually asked like 3 different Faust cosplayers like right before. And yeah, so I wanted to like kind of combine my Red Bull player reveal with my walkout. And I was like, what would be better than like wearing like the Faust bag and then like taking it off and then having
that's
the hat.
godlike.
Yeah, like, it would have been so good, right? So I got a Faust bag from one of the cosplayers. I got a scalpel from one of the other cosplayers. I got a stethoscope, and like I got another bag to hold to like put my hat and like the Red Bull inside of, and then I like told the commentators ahead of time in production, so they knew like they were on the same page. And I played the song.
That's so sick.
It was. They only allowed VGM music because of copyright or whatever.
Right. Yeah, of course.
But I played a Faust theme from Accent Core, which is banger, by the way. I love that song. And it hit. Like I synced it up with like the beat drop with the mask pull off.
Sick.
I was like, oh damn, I'm feeling it. Like, and then I take it off. I put the Red Bull hat on. And I walk down, and then the Faust cosplayer gives me the scalpel and like do this pump. It was cool. I can't lie. The energy of the crowd.
That sounds awesome.
And then we played top 8, and I got clapped at the end.
I was definitely because I wanted to like come down and watch. I happened to be busy, and then I saw on Twitter that you lost. I was like, oh, okay, well.
Yeah. I think I stressed myself out, to be honest, a little bit with everything.
Right.
Because that just like setting up that intro took me like an hour. And
yeah,
I was just, like,
actually, that makes sense.
And I had like all this stuff.
Right.
Like, okay, I'm in the ring. All right, who am I playing? Okay, Hitachi. I was
like, okay.
Yeah. All right. I got a good game mode. Exactly. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
It's okay. I'm happy how I played overall throughout the weekend, especially Saturday. I felt I was still like really proud about beating Flash. Like I view Flash as like one of like the best, if not like the best, like American Stripe players. So such a good player. Like he's super.
You say that
good.
You thought he was gonna win, right? You thought he would like literally win the event.
Yeah. He was my pick to win the tournament, to be honest. Like he's just such a good player. But yeah, like I played really well. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, and for my tournament was like pretty smooth as well. My pool was like our round 1 pools are like, I think I played like 2 matches, and like they were like very very low seeded players, so that really like went by. The only thing that's always frustrating, the thing that I usually complain about at Melee tournaments is that like for a round 1 pool, we play our first set and then we wait I waited like 45 minutes to play my like qualifier match to get out, waiting for the stream queue, which was not great, but like I understand, like they need to fill in the time or whatever.
Matches, yeah.
But yeah, besides that, like Friday went smooth. We did the show match, and then that was like nice time killer, and it was really smooth. I was gonna mention how I really wish that I got like I tried this tournament to take it like a lot more seriously than I usually do in terms of like not being a hooligan with like when I sleep and like when I'm partying, because I really wanted to go to Jabali Land and like hang out and like for the 24-hour venue stuff. And I don't really drink at events or anything, but I wanted to like be a little bit of a partier. But you know, I tried my best to be responsible.
You're responsible. It paid
It
off.
did pay off, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
One random thing, I really wanted to play Soul Calibur 2 on a cabinet, and they said they would have it, and they lied or something. It just wasn't there. I was so sad. Because I like very like casually play that game, and I've always wanted to play against someone who like knows what they're doing, so I can just like feel it, but it was unlucky.
Dude, yeah, SC2's sick.
Yeah.
I played Link.
I also played Link when I was a kid.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Most of the time at cabinets, he's actually usually out there.
Yeah.
Like he's like banned or
Right. Yeah. It's funny. Small tangent to that. When I was a kid, when I played Melee for the first time, and I saw Link, I was like, "Yo, that's the guy from Soul Calibur!" Like I had no idea. I had no idea.
The true
what
meme.
Zelda was.
I wonder if he has that pick sword.
Yeah. It was like do a lot of damage. But anyway, yeah. So Friday went by without a hitch, and then Saturday, my round one played against Yanni from Florida. I don't know which part of Florida. I was like really worried because recently I've been having an issue in the Ditto with Falco, just because like it's just like a really weird matchup, and like it's really like I've lately just been losing to a lot of Falcos. So I was like, man, like I have to play against a Falco like round one of my round two pool. Like I'm gonna like, you know, I was just scared. Turns out he played Fox, and I was instantly relieved. Just like I threw it really fast. And then I played Akir. Shouts to Akir. He's also from Florida, but he had like a small breakout tournament too. He plays top 8. He played solo Marth against me, but he used like Sheik and DK against a lot of other people. Yeah, and that was one of the harder matches too, because I'm usually really confident against Marth, but I think I've been working on like Sheik a lot more and Fox as always, and like some of the other floating matchups. So Marth has kind of been that matchup where like, oh, I grew up playing against him a lot. I have a lot of experience. Like I don't need to polish it as hard, but I definitely. It was like it could have been a game 5 set. I really wouldn't want to have been a game 5 set against Marth and like to get out of like the round 2 pool, but luckily like I kind of just closed it out game 4 and I got out of pools or round 2 pools. And then I played Smash Daddy, and that set, this is all on Saturday, by the way. That set I was also like a little bit worried about, despite it being a Fox player. He had just beaten Fiction and like at a local, like literally like a couple days before. And so that's what got him to be seated higher than me. And I'd beat Smash Daddy before, but it was definitely one of those just like, okay, like I need to like not get too laxed on the fact that like I know this matchup. Like I need to like actually buckle down and play it out. And he took the first game, but like I was like really confident like after that, like that I kind of like remembered all the parts about him. Kind of the funny thing about like the older school player versus the newer school players, because he's been playing for like a long time, is that their DI habits are very different compared to like newer kids. Like a lot of kids nowadays, they don't want to get comboed, so they just like hold away all the time. So you're supposed to forward smash them more often. Sure. But the older school players are way more scared of dying early because they used to get forward smash all the time, so they always hold up. And as soon as I remember that, it was a lot easier to combo him, and I killed him a lot easier. It was really funny.
That's like.
But yeah, that set went by without a hitch, and then I qualified for top 8. And then Saturday, shoutouts to Sinbad. Sinbad was my Sheik practice for Plup for the next day, and I randomly just like played one of the like a really good Sheik session. Dude, I just hit everything and like I felt really confident, and it definitely carried over the next day in top 8. I had like a pretty decent game plan. I mean, I've been working on Sheik for like a little while now. It's like it's interesting because a lot of the community like perceives it as like this pretty Sheik favored matchup, but lately I've been feeling a lot more that it's like Falco favored, or at least like very even at like worst. But just because like Sheik has a really hard time getting in on Falco, and like I mean Falco has the real projectile, like Sheik does have the needle, but like it doesn't really like force you to approach by any means. And so I was kind of prepared to just like I don't know, like I kind of just got to stand still a lot and like just didn't get too anxious to like try to force anything. You know, he like that matchup, for example, like one of Sheik's main like approach tools is like having to do like a boost grab, like or dash attack and then canceling into a grab, and it's really big, really committal, really laggy. And in the winter set, I like basically shut down most of them. Like he didn't really have a chance. Pretty much. Like I just like got to beat him before it came out. And the big thing that helped me a lot was that I studied how to edge guard Sheik a lot, because like for a long time people have talked about how it's really easy to edge guard her because like you just hold the ledge and she's forced to go on stage and then you hit her off.
Nah, she has mix-ups.
She does have mix-ups, and I finally learned them basically, and like like the simple thing is that when she's close and she up B's close, like when she starts rising, she's not invincible yet. It's only invincible like right before she poofs. So like a lot of Sheik players kind of get away with like drifting really close to the stage and then up being really close, and you have to deal with the poof and you have to deal with what direction they go, and it's like this big mix up. But if you just hit them right before that, like there's just
like before,
right, it literally just eliminates everything. And I learned that, and it's been helping me a lot.
Do you just drop off back?
Yeah, like during the set, I like for the winner set, I like hit him almost every time when he did that, which was really convenient because sometimes it kills at like 60% compared to like having to go to 180% and like having to play like one more mix when they're at high percent. It sucks.
Dude, that's so important in Falco too.
Yeah, exactly.
As Sheik, like they're just murdering you like off of like every hit.
Right.
Tech chase wobbling you. And, like that's sick. That you could up the punishment.
Right. And I hit all my punishes too randomly. He dropped his, and like Sheik, that's the nice thing with Sheik's punishes. When she drops it, it's like an almost guaranteed reversal for Falco. So yeah, that set went really well, and I won. It was the first? That was the first time I beat Plup on LAN. I've beaten his Fox on a net play tournament like last year or whatever, but this is the first time that I actually beat a Sheik, so I was really happy about that. And then I played Kem, the Fox player, and he does not know the Falco matchup very well, and it was one of those like I played the first interaction, I was like, ooh, you are not confident against my character. I could already tell this, and so that set kind of went by without a hitch. And then I was in Winners Grands and I was freaking out, and I was like, holy shit, like I've only won 2 out-of-state tournaments in my life. One was a local and the other one was like an Indiana regional, so I was like, oh shit, like this is the first time I've ever been like in this position. Like I've been in Grands and like a DreamHack before and stuff, but like never really, I've never been on winner's side for a tournament like this, so I was like
over like a top 10
player, exactly.
And Hungry Box was in that bracket too, like that's
right.
insane,
I was very like excited and shit, and I don't think it super got to me, but like I would definitely, once I was in Grands and it was against Plup, like first of all, the instant thing that threw me off was that for all of his loser sets he played Fox, and he like 3-0'd the shit out of everyone basically.
Dude, yeah, his Fox is insane. Like
and I was anticipating like, okay, yeah, he's fresh with Fox, like he's gonna go Fox, and I just need to like shut him down. And then he picked Sheik and played so well. It was disgusting. And the gameplay, like he did some small adaptations. Like the one thing he changed that I wasn't really ready for was he up-B'd like he up-B'd early, but like horizontally even with the stage. I'd study how to beat the up-B when they up-B kind of high, because like there's like a back air that covers it. But when they're like out there, you're actually supposed to just hold the ledge still. But like when you commit to back airing and they do that up B, then they get to ledge for free.
Yeah, then you get repunished.
Right, exactly. So I ended up like that was like a bad adaptation mix up that I wasn't ready for, and I started getting a little bit closer to him. He started hitting me with a lot more like aerials into grabs, into tech chases that were very real. He stopped dropping them as much. So he kind of just went ham, and I think one thing that Fiction told me basically after the set was like, yeah, he's a lot more used to being in grand finals from losers than you are to being in grand finals at all, these types of tournaments. So I was definitely starting to feel it a lot more, especially as he was like winning more and more. I was like, man, like I would really like to start hitting him more. Like I wanted to just do better, but you know, it is how it is. And he 6-0'd the shit out of me, and that's just how it goes. And I was very sad because I really wanted like my first win, or first, like it wasn't like a major, but it was like a big tournament, like in general, like with real players. And there's like this funny picture of me. I'll try to find it, but it's just like him holding up the belt, and I'm just looking at the belt, and I look really upset.
Been there. Don't worry.
Still like a basic run, regardless.
Thank you.
But Red Bull Plup prevails.
God damn it. But yeah, overall, I was very happy with the event.
Sick run, though. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing I basically want to say is like, you know, the tournament's in Daytona, right? And I know there are a lot of people who are discouraged from going, but I think, you know, if you're interested in coming down and see what Jabili has to do, I think they do have to still have the tournament there at least one more time, maybe two.
Yeah, they have like a contract or something. Right?
Yeah. There is a way to like, I mean, honestly, just like chill on the beach until you got to play. Like that's literally what I did. I just chilled on the beach.
That's
chilled in the room with the boys, and then like when it was time to play, I just went to the venue. Like you hear a lot of bad stories, but it's like, you know, you're hearing like the worst. I know it sounds awful, but like you're hearing like the extremes, I guess, which will happen like anywhere, you know. So if you're on the fence about going to CEO, you could think about it like that, or I could recommend going to like Calm Breaker instead. Make that your big one for the year.
Yeah.
Because it used to be Calm Breaker and CEO and Evo. Those are like the big three. If you're really that super stressed out about it, then either I recommend Calm Breaker. Maybe
There's like the
really
other
try to go to Evo
CEOs too,
instead.
right? Like the CEO Taku, the CEO Dreamland, and
Yeah,
stuff.
the CEO Dreamland. Yeah. There are other CEOs that take place in Orlando as well. So I definitely like want to make sure people be knowing about that, because I kind of have this thing where it's like I'm ready to be like, man, having a great time, loving Daytona, blah blah blah, and like I just literally open the Bird app,
Yeah,
and I just see
like,
something, and I'm like, oh my god, I just turn it off. I stop. Not negating other people's experiences, of course, but it's like just for people who are kind of on the fence about like whether or not to go.
Yeah, just definitely try to watch out, be careful. I always traveled in groups and stuff if you're like really worried about it.
Yeah, for sure.
But overall, I definitely had like a pretty safe experience, and I would definitely recommend staying at the hotel that's across the street, so you can just like always go straight there, straight back. You don't really have to
go straight.
Yeah, you don't have to interact.
And you can just Uber Eats too. Like, you don't even want to like travel.
I
to, like,
super agree. Just definitely just don't interact. That's the best tip for Daytona.
Exactly. Yeah, and there's also Jabali's Fried Chicken, JFC, which also held it down a couple times. I can't lie. So there's food in the venue as well. But yeah. If you don't like Daytona and you want to go to a Florida tournament, there's also CEO Taco.
Yeah.
I think I'm planning to go going to that this year as well. So that'll be fun.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening. Shout outs to LK, and again, ApologyMan for y'all sick runs too. Make sure you follow them on Twitter and stuff on the respective Twitter thing. And make sure you drop a comment down below telling us what you liked from watching from CEO at home. And, if we missed out on anything, or if you have any other CEO related questions, you should let us know. Make sure you drop a like, hit the notification bell, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.